Today I'll show you my top 10 favorite small fidget knives of all time. There's even going to be a couple you have never seen on this channel before. So if you get a big old smile on your face like every time your little knife drops shut, man, are you in the right place, because this video is for you. Now I know that this might not be the standard, but I consider a small knife as having a blade length 3.1 inches or less. That means, so knives like this Kaiser Gemini, too big for this list. So of course all the knives on this list, they're gonna have amazing action. Some will have more than one deployment method. There is even gonna be a few that have 3. Hey, how you doing? If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. My name is Jay. Consider clicking on that subscribe if you're looking for knife reviews, to get right to the point. And every knife that I'm going to go ahead and show you here today, I'll be sure to go ahead and put a link down in the description below, just in case, like if you see something you like, you can go ahead and pick it up for yourself. All right, let's go ahead and get started with number 10. I've got the CRKT BT Fighter. This knife is very unique because it's one of the few that does have 3 deployment methods. You can either go ahead and use my favorite, which is the flipper tab, or it has a plunge lock, so you can go ahead and push that button, open and close it that way, or the good old thumb studs. I just think that $50 is an awful lot to ask for HCR13 MOV blade steel and a GRN handle. Coming in at number 9, I've got the Artisan Cutlery Wren. Now I know that usually a lot of you with the larger hands, you tend to stay away from the smaller knives, but Artisan Cutlery, they really considered that and give you a handle that comes in at about 4.5 inches long. Now another area where they also paid attention to was the flipper tab. You can see that they didn't make that flipper like overly large, which usually does happen quite a bit with this type of blade shape. And then did you see that there's like a fuller, or somebody call it a blood groove, but it is on both sides of the blade. So then what that does is it gives you just a second deployment option. Like, let's say that you need to be kind of discreet when you're opening your knife. You can use that fuller. Oh yeah, definitely. You can slow roll it. Or I believe that I could Spidey. Oh, I can. You can Spidey flick this open. Unfortunately though, that thicker blade stock and then the longer handle, that comes at a cost. Yeah, you're looking at about 5.6 ounces. They didn't even try to lighten the load here, because you notice if you look inside, yeah, they didn't, there's no skeletonization of the liners at all. This next one is one of the newer knives to the channel. At number 8 is the Almond from Wesen, or WESN. This represents the only knife on the list with a frame lock, and look at that very unique S35 VN blade with a shape that you just do not see very often. All right, let's go ahead and check out the action down on the blade cam. Oof, look at that. Let's see. Oh my, it was doing that like right out of the box. One thing you'll never have to worry about is snapping the tip off of that blade. Look at that. That's a monster. The 3.75 inch handle, I think it is just long enough, you can see, for my medium-sized hand. The only gripe that I have with this knife is going to be, well, the pocket clip, because you can see it's tip up for righties, no lefty love. I mean, it's a knife that's designed to go everywhere. That's, you know, the blade is under 3 inches, but not designed to be used by everyone. At number 7 from SOG is the Terminus XR. This is another one with 3 deployment options. So you saw the flipper tab. You can also use the XR lock, which functions just like an Axis to open and close that blade, or You also get the ambidextrous thumb studs. And since that pocket clip can be switched over to the other side for us lefties, that makes this knife a true, and I mean it, a true ambidextrous knife. Unfortunately, though, there is a couple issues with this knife. One of them being the flipper tab it's sharp. So yeah, after opening and closing this, a couple dozen times, you're going to start to feel it. And I've also noticed a little bit of detent play is starting to develop when it's closed. So what I mean by that is then I can hit the flipper tab. Let me hold it up by the microphone, maybe you can hear it. There's that little bit of clicking because, well, the blade moves around in there when I push on the flipper. All right, number 6 is going to be from Drop and Ferrum Forge, and this is the Gent Select. First thing I want to show you is going to be this very unique stone wash finish. Look at that. I love it, and it really reminds me, I'm going to hold it next to the Hinderer XM18, almost the same working finish. I want to go ahead and show you the action here. Very difficult for me to get this to fail, but watch the close. That is really, really good. And that's on, these smaller knives, when they have action like that, it's just so impressive because the blade, it doesn't have that like extra weight, like that helps out larger knives. You got the weight of the blade that helps it close like a guillotine, but the smaller ones like the Gent Select just don't have that. And I can fit all of my fingers here without choking up on this 3.8-inch handle. So, and then if you want to go ahead and use that forward finger choil, look at that. So it can accommodate some different hand sizes. The blade stock is a little bit thicker than you think at about 3.2 millimeters. And I know that the pocket clip here has been a big source of controversy, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a big fan of it. I absolutely love it. Only issue that I really have with this knife is that if you want to adjust that pivot screw, yeah, you have to go ahead and remove the scale to get at it. Coming in at number 5 is going to be another knife that is new to the channel. First time I'm showing it here, and it's from Kaiser. I'm going to try and pronounce the name Jungs, which apparently is German for young. All right, there is a lot to like here. I want to start out with the scales, which are in fact, that's micarta. And this micarta, well, it's brown, but they changed color like really fast. I'm talking like one day. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I was just like extra greasy that day. Oh, and you have got to see this action. Ready? So you can either use the flipper tab, watch this close, or it does have thumb studs on both sides. Oh yeah, either one work really well. And they did go ahead and give us, look at that, deep carry pocket clip, which for righties, boom, yes, and we do get some lefty love. Thank you so much. And this knife really does ride nice, really nice in pocket because it's narrow up at the top as it should be, and then it gets wider as you get down towards the bottom, which would be in the bottom of your pocket. So it's nice because you're able to fit your hand in there alongside of it. If you got to fish something else out, you still got plenty of room. And I want to show you here using my little Fisher space pen here, as long as my right hand, is it going to cooperate? Yes, it is. But you can see, oh yeah, see, like it fits in there, no problem. So I realize a lot would have to be going on in my pocket, for the pen to go sideways like that and to just so happen to fit in the hole. Not likely to happen, but it could. My only other issue is going to be just regarding, well, the blade shape, because you can see Yes, it's a clip point, and I do like this blade shape. However, it's a little bit too dramatic, I guess, for my taste. So I brought out this is the mini Crooked River from Benchmade, which is, as you know, also a clip point. But it looks a heck of a lot different. I should probably put them side by side. Number 4 from Civivi. This is the mini Bull Mastiff. Here's another knife where they really paid attention to the size of the flipper tab. They didn't make it, too big, which is, again, really important for a blade of this style. Just like the Artisan Wren that I showed you a couple minutes ago, this also has that fuller on both sides. So yeah, it does. It adds a second deployment option. You can go ahead and slow roll it open, or let's see if I can do that Spidey flick. Yes, you can. And of course, we get that standard Civivi deep carry clip for righties and for lefties. Really, there's only one issue that I have with this knife. I probably don't even need to point it out, but yep, it is that closed width. So you're going to be carrying it. It's going to be sitting this way in your pocket. That's up at the top, and that's about 1.65 inches. All right, we got a Benchmade at number 3. It's the Mini Freak. Now, if you're not a big fan of the Freak, there's 2 other Benchmades that could also fill this spot easily because they both have the same axis lock. And I'm talking about the Mini Griptilian and the North Fork. Now, one of my favorite features here is, now even though this is it's a small knife, but with my medium-sized hand, there is still enough handle room. You're looking at about 4.05 inches where I can get a full 4-finger grip. And really just a couple of minor gripes. I mean, one of them is regarding, well, actually they both have to do with the pocket clip. But the first one, because this comes stock with that Benchmade split arrow clip. Not a fan, so I went ahead and tossed on a bug out one. And then, well, that rubbery material sometimes does kind of grab onto my pocket material and can be difficult getting it out of the pocket. All right, you excited? We're getting down to it. Number 2. How about the Spyderco Para 3? And hey, let's say maybe you're not really a fan of the Para 3. That's okay. How about the Sage 5? Has the very same compression lock. Easily fits into this spot. Just about everything that we love about the Paramilitary 2, you can get here. Like the compression lock, you also get the very generous forward finger choil and a thick blade stock that tapers down to a really fine point, but in a much, much smaller size. Only issue that I have is, man, I keep praying for it and hoping and wishing that eventually Spyderco will do what they did with the PM2 and give us, please, a lefty Para 3. All right, you ready to see it? My number 1 all-time favorite small fidget knife. It's the Hogue Ritter RSK MK1-G2. The action on this thing is absolutely nuts. So for about $140, okay, you're getting a beautiful 20 CV wide chord drop point blade with that unique, I think it's a rather unique stonewash finish. The only issue that I have is, well, and I know it's good for the retailer. It's really good for KnifeWorks because it's the only place that you can buy this knife. And I mean, honestly, not that I have a problem with KnifeWorks, but this knife is the only reason I have ever purchased anything from them. I fully realize that there are plenty of other knives that deserve to be on this list, but that's where you come in. What are some of your favorite small fidget knives? Lists, if you don't have 10, that's okay. Put as many as you possibly can, but just put them down in the comment section. Hey, if you enjoyed this video and you got like any value from it, would you do me a favor and let me know by leaving one of these? And don't forget to click on subscribe. Up on the screen right now, you're looking at 2 videos. One is a video that YouTube recommends of mine that you should watch next. The other is my previous top 10 list of my favorite fidget knives. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you, you, at the next video. You guys take care. See you later.